Good evening to all. At approximately a little after 5 p.m., Baltimore County units were alerted for reported fire at the scene of our recycling. Upon arrival on location, there was active fire. After operating on the scene, we noticed that the building, we ensured that there was no life safety issues. Everyone had been evacuated, but then we did confirm that the building was compromised. It went to a defensive operation. There has been partial collapse, so at this time, what we're doing is making sure that we protect the environment. We did confirm that there was one person from the community. We considered evacuation, but there was only one person that's been transported. That person was using oxygen, so that was as a precaution. But right now, the fire is contained to the building. We thank for our mutual aid partners, Baltimore City on the scene with us, as well as our partners that are filling in across the county.
So the biggest concern was that partial collapse and it impacting the surrounding homes?
No, the partial collapse was just a matter of the building being compromised. So it is right now. It would be the environment, the runoff. We do have MDE as well as our hazmat unit on the scene to make sure that doesn't become a bigger issue.
Okay. And you got fire departments here from across county lines, don't you? Isn't there Anne Arundel and all here?
That's correct. On the scene, we have Baltimore City. The other departments are filling in because, again, we've left a lot of our stations with 3 alarms, approximately 100 firefighters on the scene, and we're thankful for our volunteers as well as our mutual aid partners with that.
Okay, so they're covering at the houses that are vacant technically right now because their firefighters are here.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay.
What's the status of the fire now at this hour?
The status of the fire, it's what they call a deep-seated fire. So we're going to be here for a while, as well as until we're certain that the fire is out, of course, for one, but also with the investigative actions needed to bring it to closure.
And Chief, it's a recycling plant, so you got all that paper. I think metal's in there too, right? That's got to make it tougher.
It is tough anytime you're dealing with recyclables. That's correct, because a lot of it is packed together. But we don't know. I don't want to get into the nature of the operations of that business. But I do know what we do. Our concern right now is mitigating and making sure that it's safe for the community.
And this is expected to be an active scene or a closed-off scene for the next couple of days?
I don't know. It is probably, again, deep-seated fire. We don't know until we're keeping we have our area units up, and that's typical operations on a scene like this. But what we want to do is make sure that we do our job and make sure that our community is safe.
And then last thing, Chief, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. I want to ask this real quick. Fires in the past. Do you know how many there have been here in the last few years? We're hearing from residents that it's gone up several times.
Well, what I can say that we do have documented incidents at the scene of this business. I don't know. I can't speak right now to exactly how many, and that is something that I've heard as the chief as well. But right now we're dealing with this incident at this time.
Can you expand on the use of the fire boats and why it's important to fight this fire defensively?
I believe the question was why it's important to fight it defensively. Well, once there's no life hazard, life concerns in the building, it is dangerous for our firefighters, our responders to go in that building. So what we're doing is using the water operation to basically extinguish the fire. And there's no need to go in there because it's dangerous. There could be a secondary collapse. So that's why, sir.
Yeah, it's total, basically. The building is a total loss.
Yes, ma'am. You can put it that
and
way.
I think, may I ask too, the boats in the creek, I think someone said that you got fire boats?
We do have a fire boat that's assisting us. Yes, ma'am.
Anything else? No injuries, just the one gentleman taking as a precaution?
No, right now there are no reported which is absolutely great, astonishing from our responders on the scene right now. But we do have, again, one member from the surrounding community that was transported.
Can you just clarify, because I think they were a little confused when I spoke with them about evacuations. They weren't actually evacuated. That person was just taken out because of the project.
Correct. Right.
Okay.
Because of, again, the potential hazmat, we considered that, but working with our emergency management, we did not execute that. We just transported one person that was maybe experiencing some respiratory issue as a precaution.
As a precaution.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
All right.